everyone. Thank you for joining us for Mindfulness Story Time today. We're going to get started in just a few seconds. Great. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to Mindfulness Storytime with the DC Public Library. My name is Miss Arissa. Today, we're going to spend about 25 minutes together, and at the end, you're going to feel a lot more present in your mind and body, I promise. Do you know what it means to be mindful? If not, no worries. We're going to read a story today that will teach you what it means to be mindful. And we'll also be doing some activities and motions that will help us get into that mindfulness mindset. Essentially, mindfulness allows us to tap into our senses, settle our minds, and understand our emotions. If you've heard of things like yoga or meditation, you've likely been introduced to some of the bits and pieces of mindfulness. It's all about being present, right here where we are. Let me start by telling you how today's story time is going to go. We're going to start by connecting, introducing ourselves and this video. Then we're going to breathe by learning how to do hot chocolate breaths. Then we're going to learn a yoga pose called tabletop or hands and knees. Then we'll focus by reading our story together, and we'll end our story time by taking some time to relax and rest together. Let's say that together. Connect, breathe, move, focus, and relax. One more time. Connect, breathe, move, focus, and relax. Adults, you're welcome to join us for this too, because we can all benefit from being more mindful each day. The breaths and movements we're going to be doing together are very simple, and we can all do them together to be more in tune with our minds and bodies. You don't need any props or gadgets or yoga mats or special clothes to participate today. Just a place to sit, somewhere to watch this video, and your own body. Let's start by introducing ourselves. My name is Miss Arissa, and I work for the DC Public Library. I'm trying to be more mindful every day, especially when I eat my dinner. I want to focus on how tasty the food is versus what's on TV or what I'm going to read tomorrow or work or where I'm going to go for that weekend. And that's kind of what mindfulness is, focusing in that moment on the food that I'm eating. I'm so excited to be here with you today and share some mindful movements together. Meeting virtually isn't so bad for this because you're going to be in your own home, and remember that you can do mindfulness wherever you are. While mindfulness is about the mind, as we'll learn, you can also use our bodies to help cue our minds that it's time to pay attention. Let's start by moving our bodies and taking a big stretch. If you're standing, you can stay standing, or you can take a seat on the ground or in a chair, whatever is comfortable for you. Start by putting your arms up real high, like you're reaching for the sky. Wiggle your fingers like you might touch a bird if it flew by. Now put your arms down real low. See if you can touch your toes or touch the floor. Now put your arms out to the side like you're the letter T and nod your head like you're saying, yes, please. Now shake your head from side to side like you're saying, no, thank you. Now stretch your arms back up to the sky like you're reaching up, up, up. Imagine your fingers touching the clouds. Ooh, and then reach down to touch the ground in front of you. Close your eyes and imagine it's grass that you're running your fingers through. Whew. Now let's take a seat. You can sit however you'd like. You can cross your legs, crisscross applesauce, or put them out in front of you. You can sit on your shins or in a chair, whatever makes you comfortable. Today we're going to do a fun activity to kind of help connect us and get our senses tuned in. I'm going to ring a bell, and I want you all to raise your hand when you stop being able to hear the bell. So as soon as you can't hear the bell anymore, lift your hand. and then you'll know that you're tuned into our senses. Here comes the bell. There we go. We are already being more mindful and paying attention to the senses and the world around us. Another way to be mindful is to focus on our breath. We breathe without even knowing it. That's just how our bodies work. But when we can control our breaths, we can also control our minds. When we breathe in, that's called inhaling. And when we breathe out, that's exhaling. Inhale the air in and exhale the air out. One more time. Inhale in and exhale out. Now we're going to use our imaginative minds while we breathe. Imagine it's a cold winter day or a cold spring day, and you're inside getting nice and cozy. You pick up a big cup of hot chocolate. Imagine it, you're holding that cup of hot chocolate in your hands. It's got lots of marshmallows and it is nice and hot. Can you close your eyes and imagine holding that cup of hot chocolate in your hands? Can you feel the warmth of the cup against your fingers? Let's try lifting the cup to our nose and taking a big inhale. Smelling the chocolate in our imaginary cup. Oh, it's too hot to drink though, so we have to blow the air over the cup and cool it down. That's our exhale. Let's repeat that a few times together. We're going to inhale, smell the chocolate, and exhale, cool it off. Let's do that 3 times together. Inhale the chocolate. Exhale, cool it off. 2 more times. Inhale the hot chocolate. Exhale, cool it off. 1 last time. Inhale the hot chocolate. And exhale, cool it off. Take a big smell of the hot chocolate. Is it cold enough to drink now? Take a sip. If you need to, you can do 1 more round of inhale and exhale. Those are called hot chocolate breaths because we're miming inhaling and exhaling while we're imagining a hot chocolate. You could also do it with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or just a cup of hot water. Take a moment to think about how it makes you feel. Do you feel a little calmer than you did before? That's the beauty of a good breathing technique. So those are called hot chocolate breaths, and you can do them wherever and whenever you are. All you need is yourself. You don't even have to imagine the cup. You can just imagine it in your head instead of making it with your hands. Now that we've started breathing, let's learn a pose that can help us connect with mindfulness. Movements can be mindful too, even though it feels like you're doing something, and there are lots of poses that can help us be mindful and connect with the world around us. Yoga is a practice of movements and breaths that help us feel more balanced and connected. What we're doing today is a yoga pose, but you don't have to know anything about yoga to get the benefits of it. Yoga comes from a Sanskrit word meaning union, because yoga is about connecting our mind, spirit, and body. When things are in union, they're working together. And that's what we want our minds and our bodies to do when we're being mindful. Today, we're going to learn how to do the yoga pose tabletop, or hands and knees. Tabletop is a pose that helps us feel grounded and connected to the ground that supports us. It also helps stretch out our spines and get our spines moving, which is really important if we sit all day. From your comfortable seat, lean forward with your hands in front of you. Make sure your wrists are on the floor, beneath your shoulders, and your knees are beneath your hips, like you're on your hands and your knees. Make sure your fingertips are facing forward and you feel sturdy, like you're pressing into the ground. Once you're in tabletop pose, we can start moving. Try moving forward and backward and side to get the spine moving. If you move forward, your head is over your hands. And if you move backwards, your tailbone is over your feet. Let's do that for 10 breaths, moving back and forth in tabletop position. As a reminder, that's your hands and your wrists right below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. So your hands and your knees are on the ground. Let's count back from 10 while we move in tabletop position. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can meet me back in what we call a neutral tabletop. So hands under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Now you can push back on your hands so you're sitting like this, or you can meet me back in whatever comfortable seat is best for you. That's tabletop pose. It's one of the most simple yoga poses for a reason. It helps us feel grounded, but anyone can do it. And having a moment where you're just in tabletop, feeling the ground beneath you supporting you is really helpful when you're trying to tune into your mindfulness. Now that we've connected, we've breathed, and we've moved, let's focus and read a story that's going to teach us exactly what mindfulness is. Today we're going to read Mindful Monkey, Happy Panda by Lauren Alderfer and Carrie Lee McLean. I'm going to get as close as I can to the screen so you can see it. One late afternoon, as Monkey was walking home from a long day at school, Monkey came across Panda, sitting serenely in a thicket of bamboo. "You always seem so happy and peaceful," said Monkey. "Yes, you could say that," said Happy Panda with a little smile. "What do you do to be so happy and peaceful?" "I walk, I work, I read, I eat, I play, and I rest," said the panda. "I walk and I work, I read, I eat, I play, and I rest too, but I am not so happy," said Monkey. "That seems true," said Happy Panda as he looked at Monkey. "So Monkey, what do you think about when you are doing those things?" "When I walk, I'm also thinking about doing chores. When I do chores, I also think about reading. When I read, I also think about eating. And when I eat, I also think about playing. When I play, I also think about resting. And when I rest, I also think about walking." "Ah," said Happy Panda, "your monkey mind jumps from one thing to another, always to somewhere other than here, to something other than what you're doing right now." "Well, of course it does," said Monkey. "Isn't that what everyone's mind does?" "Well," said Happy Panda, "when I am walking, I am just walking. When I work, I'm just working. When I read, I am just reading. When I eat, I am just eating. When I play, I'm just playing. And when I rest, I am just resting." "True happiness," said Happy Panda gently, "comes from bringing all of your attention to whatever you are doing right now. There is no need to think about what happened yesterday. Yesterday's long gone, over and done. And there's no need to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't here. But today is all around us. Bringing your mind back to this moment, right here, over and over again, is called mindfulness. Oh, I get it, said Monkey. Mindful, like your mind is full of the present, full of right now. That's definitely how I want to be. And at that very moment, Monkey started to practice mindfulness. How about you? That was Mindful Monkey, Happy Panda by Lauren Alderfer and Carrie Lee McLean with permission from Wisdom Press. I love this story because it so concretely explains mindfulness in a way that makes us think about friendship and our activities every day. Like Monkey, we can get so caught up in what's next or what happened before, or forget about what's happening right here and now. We don't live in the moment when we're doing that. But when we practice mindfulness, using mindful movements and mindful breathing, we are not only living in the moment, we really get to savor it or enjoy it. Think about eating. We want to enjoy the tasty food that we eat, right? Why would it taste so good if we weren't supposed to enjoy it? So we need to focus on that food when we're eating and be more mindful of the sensations it creates on our tongue and the way it tastes as we swallow it. And sometimes that means we have to put away our phones and our books and our tablets and just focus on the food to be more mindful. Happy Panda is a happy panda because he's so mindful. He's not worried about what is coming or what has gone. He's just enjoying the present moment and what he's doing right then. When he's resting, he's just resting. So when he wakes up, he feels better than if he had been thinking about a bad day he'd had or planning for the future or trying to remember a song. How will you be more mindful? Will you pick just one activity that you really like and focus on that? Will you take a walk and just enjoy the world around you and the feeling of your feet on the ground? Will you practice your hot chocolate breaths before bed and focus on the filling up and emptying of your lungs as you inhale and exhale? There are so many ways to be mindful every day. Mindful Monkey could also be called, by the end of this book, Happy Monkey, as he starts to practice mindfulness. Thank you all so much for reading that story with me. And before we go, don't forget our fifth part. We're going to take a relaxation rest together. In yoga, classes often end with a savasana, or a rest, where we lay down, usually on our backs, and we just let go into the earth. It lets you not only be mindful, because you're not worried about anything else, but it also gives you a chance to honor your body and mind and your breath by letting it all relax, because we all deserve to relax and rest. Do you want to try it with me? You can either lay down on your back, like you would to go to bed, or you can sit in your comfortable seat. I'm going to stay in my comfortable seat so you can see me and hear me okay, but I'm going to close my eyes to really enjoy this rest. Now let's make sure we're breathing. You can let your breath be natural, just inhaling or exhaling, or you can practice your hot chocolate breath, smelling the smell of the hot chocolate and exhaling, cooling it down. Whatever is more comfortable for you. Once you've found the position that you want to be rested in, just feel your body sinking into the floor wherever your body meets the floor. Can you feel your body getting heavy? And can you feel the floor supporting you, lifting you up? Let's count backwards in 15 breaths in our Savasana rest together. 15 inhale and 15 exhale. 14 inhale and 14 exhale. 13 inhale and 13 exhale. 12 inhale and 12 exhale. 11 inhale, and 11 exhale. 10 inhale, and 10 exhale. Feel your body relaxing into the ground. 9 inhale, and exhale 9. Inhale 8, and exhale 8. Inhale 7, and exhale 7. Inhale 6, and exhale 6. Inhale 5, let your body relax if you feel any tension. And exhale 5, drop your body into the floor. Inhale 4, and exhale 4. Inhale 3, and exhale 3. Inhale 2, and exhale 2. Final 1. Inhale so full of air. 1, and exhale it all out. All right, now as we begin to bring movement back into the body, you can wiggle your fingers and toes. Turn your head from left to right. Take a big stretch up, reaching your arms to the sky. Ooh. And then you can pull your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your knees like you're giving yourself a big hug because you deserve it. And then you can rock back and forth to come back up to your comfortable seat. Or you can just turn around on your hands and knees and meet me back in your comfortable seat. There's no hurry when you're being mindful. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you'll practice mindfulness at home and explore how it can help you. Don't forget that you can do your hot chocolate breaths whenever you want, and you can always pick up Mindful Monkey, Happy Panda from the DC Public Library. I hope to see you again next Friday for another mindfulness story time. We'll be learning a new breathing technique and reading another story together. Have a great day.